Ron, what's going on? Hey guys, how's everybody doing? How is everybody doing? It's a beautiful Monday. I still think it's raining. It has been raining here since last night. Um, but nevertheless, we gotta work, right? And then Jamaica, they are having a visit from Melissa, which, in my opinion, um, it's rough, right? Because Melissa is a Category 5 hurricane, which is, it's promised not to be easy. But if you're coming in, help me to tap the screen, share the live. We're gonna talk US immigration, and I'm gonna be able to answer your questions for you. Everything that we're gonna be discussing is for educational resources. None of it should be understood as legal advice, okay? So if you're coming in, help me to tap the screen and share the live. Now, the last time we talked about the importance of paying your $100 asylum fee. A lot of people still haven't paid it yet. Um, it's the $100 annual asylum fee for persons who have pending asylum. So I've been getting a lot of calls from people and they're asking, hey, if I applied for asylum in 2017 and it's still pending, do I still need to pay? Or no, I applied in 2020, do I still need to pay? If you have a pending asylum, you're expected to pay that fee now. The fee might either be um be sent to you. The notice might either be sent to you by USCIS telling you to pay the fee and how to pay the fee, or if you're in court, you'll have to go onto the EOIR e-payment website and make your payment there. So that's how the payment is to be made for this fee. All right. A lot of people are saying, oh, I don't see how to make the fee, because guess what? People are also making mistake, and your cases with USCIS and you're trying to pay the fee with EOIR, which doesn't really make sense. Hey, Carlene. All right, so you just got to make sure to know where your case is at and make sure that you're paying the fee and you're paying the fee at the right place. It's important. You don't pay the fee, they'll dismiss your case and you don't have an asylum claim anymore, which means that you're susceptible to being deported, all right, or being removed. All right. So that's very important. So even though there's a government shutdown, the courts are still having hearings. USS is still adjudicating cases, because guess what? Immigration itself doesn't need funding from the government in order to operate. Somebody says, "Sich case, please. I-360 is approved. I have 2020. How long? I have to wait." So you have to look at the visa bulletin. When is your priority date? Somebody says, please warn them about having pending asylum case and being charged for theft. That too. So anything criminal, thank you so much, Tasibu, but anything criminal, right? Any criminal activity may affect your asylum. And even when we say being charged for theft, we're talking about simple things like you shoplifting, because you think that if you go to the store and you take something and they don't see you, it's fine. So you keep doing it and then you're caught, right? And then that oftentimes, land a lot of people in detention. And when you're in detention, it's going to be rough. It's going to be rough because it's depending on how you enter the country, determines whether or not you're mandatory detained, or, if you get a bond or something of that sort. Omar, go ahead and ask your question. Somebody says, good afternoon, Jay. Do you do replacement citizens? Yes, you can go ahead and reach out to us. Call us 850-378-1014. That's 850-378-1014. Somebody says, I saw SR visa bulletin. It stopped and now at February 2021. Okay. So then you'll have to wait until the visa bulletin becomes current. All right. Somebody says, what's your take on self-deportation? Self-deportation is like, it's a form of deportation, right? And it's almost like you being deported, because here's why. If you've been in the United States and you have overstayed your visa and then you self-deport, you're also barred. And so if you were deported, you'd be barred for 10 years. And if you self-deport, you're going to be barred for 10 years too, or up to 10 years. So it doesn't, so that's really my thoughts on self-deportation. Somebody says, may apply for marriage case, how long it takes. Marriage case right now, I see them taking anywhere from 6 to 9 months. I've had a case that we applied less than 2 months ago and they're already scheduled for an interview. And so by the time that the case will be adjudicated, it perhaps will be like 3 months since it has been pending. All right. I have a question. Can immigrant file for child support from undocumented immigrant? That's a very good question. Can an immigrant file for child support from not undocumented immigrant? I don't want to tell you that I have the answer for that question, so let me research it. Send me a text message and I'll research it and circle back with you with an answer. I may ask an attorney or two and circle back with an answer to you. All right? Somebody says, what happened when the judge bond approved and the government lawyer appealed it? So you will not be released until a decision is made on the appeal. So that happens, when you're in immigration court or any court at all, and say, well, let's talk about immigration court. When, for example, we have something like that in our office today, where our attorney had filed a motion to terminate, and the judge says he was not making a decision on the motion to terminate. He's allowing the government 10 days to respond. And now the government sent their response this morning in the form of a motion opposing the termination. And so now our attorney need to respond to that. You understand what I'm saying? So it's almost like that. So the bond was approved, but the government is appealing it. The government appeal has to be heard. All right. Somebody here is asking, does filing within 6 months after lawful status ends can be extraordinary circumstances? I don't understand. But what are you filing for within 6 months after it ends? Are they still paying $1,000 for self-deportation? I think so. But you trust that you're going to get that $1,000? Somebody says, I'm married to a U.S. citizen and currently in removal proceedings. Is it possible to terminate after Yes. We have done that so many times in our office, right? We have done that a lot of times in our office where we have an approved I-130, the person is in removal proceedings, and we're able to terminate the removal proceedings in order for the case to be processed at USCIS. Or sometimes we just go to the judge with the approved I-130, request a hearing on the 485, and the judge grants the green card. Both scenarios we have done in our office and have been successful. Hey Garvin, good morning. Somebody says here, does filing within 6 months after lawful status ends can be extraordinary circumstances after 1 year? So you're filing for an asylum, you're filing over a year, and you're saying, I don't understand, it's a little confusing. All right. What is the price? The price for a consultation is $79 right now. We're still doing a discount. You could text us 850-920-3475 or 850-378-1014. All right, Jay, you praying for us, Jamaica? Yes. And if you check all my social media pages, I think except for TikTok, you would have seen where we have posted already that our prayers are with Jamaica, and we're literally praying for Jamaica on this terrible hurricane that is approaching. All right. Hey, my contact is 850-920-3475 or 850-378-1014. Somebody says, if you have to go back home, if you have to go back to your home country, do a waiver and come back, how long does it take? It depends on your case type. It depends on your case type. Why can't you stay here and do the waiver? All right. My friend got cat and ICE ignored judge's order and still deport. Oh, wow. Was he deported back to his home country or to a safe third country? Because a safe third country they can deport you to, but not to your home country. And let's talk about that, guys. CAT, Convention Against Torture. A lot of people sometimes get this in immigration court when they don't qualify for an asylum, right? What it means basically is that you have been ordered removed. You have had an asylum hearing, your asylum was denied, you were ordered removed, but because of the conditions in your country, they cannot send you back to your home country. They can, however, send you to a safe third country. And so you should remain in the US until the US can find a safe third country to send you back to. Now I understand that Belize is now a safe third country. Right? Somebody says, what if you have a pending VAWA case and an NTA for next year over a previous denial marriage-based case? You need an attorney, OJ. And the attorney will typically know what to do in this situation. If you don't have one, our team have an attorney and you can work with us, just text us or call us 850-920-3475. That's 850-920-3475. All right, somebody says, if you have to go back home country for your interview, how long does it take? Okay, so it depends. So what you're talking about is a 601A waiver for people who have bad entry. And so they would get the waiver here in the US before going back. And typically it takes like 3 to 4 weeks to do everything on your interview and come back. All right. Somebody says, is it okay if my sponsor, who is not my pet? You're saying, yes, sometimes when you're filing immigration cases, right, your petitioners will not be able to sponsor you. And so you'll have to get a separate sponsor to sponsor your petition, right? It doesn't have to be family members. It could be anybody at all who's willing to sponsor you. Okay, so if you're in the US, right, and your dad filed for you and that filing has been approved, your case is at the NVC and you do what you need to do at the NVC, right? Because you're here and perhaps you have unlawful presence, you cannot adjust your status, right? Because dad can't adjust your status. So now, more than likely over 21 also. So now you will need to do a waiver, right? And which you need to do the waiver here. And then once you have the waiver, then you go back to be processed at the consulate, right? Peace says, send me to Belize. You're saying Belize is beautiful. You want to go to Belize, right? I agree with you. Somebody says 120 days has passed after the interview. Can you do an inquiry to trigger? You can do an inquiry. You can, yeah, you can definitely do an inquiry, and you can also do an inquiry. Yeah, definitely do an inquiry. Can I upload unsolicited evidence? Yes, you definitely can upload unsolicited evidence to your I-130. You can. Can you submit asylum after? You can if you have a valid reason. The general rule is that you must apply for your asylum within 1 year physical presence in the US. Absence of that, you must provide a valid reason for filing your asylum late. 1 done, 520. Happy birthday to you, boss. Thank you for joining the live, and I see it's your birthday, so happy birthday. If the judge approved the bond and the government lawyer appeal and the lawyer applies habeas, what happens? Talk to your lawyer. Because now you ask me some legal questions and you want me to go into the intricacies of it, and then them are going to send me off a legal advice. So I'll refrain from answering. What to expect, and guys, remember, nothing that we share on this platform is legal advice. Everything is to be understood as educational resources. Okay? What to expect for VAWA interview questions. So I've known of someone who have done the VAWA interview, and they actually ask you about the trauma, and then they're gonna ask you admissibility questions on the 485. All right. Anyway, I can fix my status. I have perm, bar, double entry. Oh, wrong. Oh, that's bad. That's bad. You are barred. You're permanently barred. You might be able to get it's rough. It's gonna take a lot of work and a lot of money. I'll be honest with you. Ever blessed. Good morning. You're trying to reach me. I guess you're not trying hard enough, because I'm pretty accessible. So I guess you're not trying hard enough. You can call us 850-920-3475 or 850-378-1014. That's 850-920-3435. What? 850-920-3475 or 850-378-1014. Call the last one, 850-378-1014. What are valid reasons for filing asylum late? Maybe change in circumstances. Perhaps you say, for example, if you had filed your asylum with USCIS before and you're actually in court, then they'll allow you to transfer it over. And maybe you had a medical reason which prevented you from filing it. There's certain stuff. If you go onto the USCIS website, you will see the exceptions there. Okay. My wife lives in DR. We filed I-130. Okay. All right. So you will wait around 1 to 2 years in order to reunite with your wife. I have withholding of removal. A marriage can give me paperwork. So here's the thing. Withholding of removal means that you would have already been ordered removed. You would have already been ordered removed, but then you got withholding of removal, which means that you're ordered removed, but you're not going to be taken out of the US. And because you won't be taken out of the US, you can remain here on the supervision and you work. Now, if you get US, and because you won't be taken out of the US, you can remain here on the supervision and you work. Now, if you get married and you're trying to judge to reopen that case that they had already removed on, and when that case is reopened, it places you back into removal proceedings in order for you to pursue that. It's lengthy. It may not even work. All right. Hey, Imari, how are you doing? Stay safe in the hurricane, okay? My wife lives in DR and we filed I-130 March 2025. The process is typically 1 to 2 years, GT born. All right. 1 to 2 years. Somebody says, I got my green card in May of this year. Can I file for my son? Yes. Yes, you can petition with the I-130 for your son. You need to do it real quick. If you want some help, call us 850-378-1014. That's 850-378-1014 or 850-920-3475. All right, guys, if you're joining us, tap the screen, share the live. We're talking U.S. immigration. Again, everything that we're discussing is educational resources. None of it is to be understood as legal advice, okay? Somebody says, then you wait on the adjudication of that, right? You're going to wait on that until that is adjudicated. All right, somebody says, how long do you have to go back home for? You're not listening, Empress Share. You're not. Because I've been telling you it takes around 3 to 4 weeks. All right. Somebody says, how long does it? Oh my God. How long does a PIP take to approve? I've not had any PIP approved recently. And I've had some pending over 6 months. Maybe one almost 9 months now. Yeah. Hello, sir. Please, can I travel to another state with my work permit? If my asylum is pending, yes, you can. But you travel at your own risk, okay? The number is 850-378-1014 or 850-920-3475. Somebody says, can you get your green card through someone who has a 10-year green card for 3 years? You can if you're outside of the country. If you're inside of the country, it becomes a little complicated. But if you're outside of the country, yes, a green card holder can marry and petition for their spouse. But if you're outside of the country, it becomes a little complicated. Okay? Okay. All right. Somebody here is asking, at risk how? You're traveling at your own risk. You don't understand what that means? If anything happens to you while you're traveling, I wasn't the one who told you you should. Hi Jay, is it normal for your case status to show actively being reviewed twice after an interview? Yes. When is a good time to call? You can call now. Someone will take your call, 850-920-3475. You don't talk to me directly until you have booked a consultation. The cost for a consultation is $79 right now. Okay? Somebody says, can you get a social and work permit until the person becomes a citizen? Oh no, you would not be able to get it. You would not be able to get it. You would not be able to. Somebody says, apart from work permit, what can one use? Well, you just need a valid rail ID, which could be a driver's license, your foreign country passport that also could get you traveling through the airport. That's all TSA requires. You know, something that is a what you call it? A rail ID, right? And as I said, your foreign country passport or your driver's license or something that will work. All right, guys, remember to tap the screen, share the live. We're trying to go to 20K likes real quick. Help me to go there. Somebody says, if I already consulted with you and want to move forward, if that's the case, then reach out to the number 850-378-1014. That's 850-378-1014. Send a text message or something, and then Garvin, we can move forward from there. You don't need to book another consultation. Just text, and we will hop on a call with you. All right. Somebody says, where are you located and phone number? Well, I'm located in the state of Georgia. It doesn't matter where I'm at, though. Our team is able to assist you wherever you are at in the world. Our phone number is 850-920-373. 850-920-3475. That's 850-920-3475. Okay. All right. Somebody says, it's a good sign when your estimated wait time keep lowering. Listen, that is not real. If you understand anything about the immigration process, you know that estimated wait time, it's not real. It is not real. Because you may see it at 2 weeks today and you check it tomorrow and it's at 20 months. All right. It's not real. Guys, the number is 850-920-3475 or 850-920-3475 or 850-378-1014. Somebody says, if your second sponsor already sponsored other people, will that be an issue? Well, you have to make sure that sponsor is making enough money. All right. If they're making enough and above the poverty level guidelines based on their household and the amount of people that they've already sponsored, and what is the status of the person that they have sponsored, then they perhaps can go ahead and sponsor you. If not, you may have to find somebody else. All right. But guys, to chat with me is $79. That's the cost for a consultation. And again, we're talking U.S. immigration. Everything we're discussing should be taken as educational resources, and none of it is to be understood as legal advice, okay? Bossman Star says, help me. How can we help? Somebody says, I need a consultation with you. Sure, text us 850-920-3475 or 850-378-1014. All right, text us right now and we'll get it set up for you. All right, guys, if you're in Jamaica, make sure you're being careful. Which country do I represent? Jamaica. Can I do domestic flight if I'm undocumented? You can actually. You need your foreign country passport. All right. I have my green card with asylum. Can I travel with my country passport? You can. Case I-45 approved. How much longer for the green card? In 1 to 2 weeks, you should get the green card in your mail. Guys, I'm also seeing a lot of notice of intent to denies, and I'm seeing a lot of RFEs. The RFEs that I'm seeing are mostly for the 864, which means that you guys are not doing a good job completing the 864s. All right? When you're doing it on your own, you guys are not doing a good job completing the I-864s, and so you're getting a lot of RFEs on those. And then I'm seeing a lot of notice of intent to deny on the I-130s, where USCIS is saying you do not have satisfactorily established that your marriage is bona fide. And so they are planning on denying this case. Right now, I'm working on two persons, two different people. We've worked on a lot of these people before in the past, and we've been very successful. I think, there's a strategy that we typically use when we get these cases. But yeah, you got to make sure that you're putting enough evidence. A lot of you out there think, oh, I can just submit the marriage pictures and I'll submit the marriage certificate. And then when them ask for the evidence, I send it to them. They're not asking. They're sending you out of courtesy a notice of intent to deny. And then they take action. Okay? Hey, Saint Godly, how are you doing? Thank you so much for joining. Somebody says here, can you help someone who is in ICE detention? We do have an attorney that takes care of these types of cases. If you reach out to us, send me a text message or something, I can get you connected with them, and I can refer you out to an attorney that can assist with the person who is in detention. Okay? Mohammed, you can go ahead and apply for your refugee passport. Okay? Oh my God. In my interview, the lady questioned us about the 1040, which we had submitted, but didn't have a copy. Okay. I always tell people, make sure that you take a copy of the 1040 with you to your interview. Yeah. I'm a U.S. citizen and I filed for my stepkids under 21. It's been a year now and nothing from them. It typically takes 1 to 2 years thereabout. So you're still within normal processing time, brown eyes, okay? Somebody says, how long does it take for work permit to come to you now? Right now, I don't know. It's a long time. I haven't seen a work permit, right? But if the work permit is approved, it typically takes 1 to 2 weeks to come to you. All right, guys, remember to tap the screen. I'm trying to go to 15K likes real quick. So if you could just tap the screen, let those little red hearts come over. And then if you, there's a heart me above my head, or beside my name. If you all could tap that for me too, I'd love that, and join the team. All right. Yes, she look at the pay stubs and bank statements. Yes. Okay. So yeah, so if you're submitting a strong marriage-based case, some evidence that they're looking for, the lease agreement, maybe you have a renter's insurance, the utility bills, they want to see your bank account, your joint bank account, and then a joint bank account, they want to see that your bills are coming from that joint account, and that somebody's pay or both of your pays are being deposited to that joint account. They're looking also for other insurance, like insurance policy documents, and they want to, they want to see that you're paying the insurance, because you know what some people do? Some people, they look about the insurance, once they get the policy, then they cancel it. That will not suffice. That will not suffice. They also, they'd love to see some pictures. They love to see affidavits. But those are not so strong evidence. Strong evidence is those ownership of property and the financial resources that ties you together. All right. So it all depends, right? Somebody says mine took 5 months. It all depends, right? And I want people to understand that. I've been explaining to somebody this morning. When it comes down to immigration, there are no guarantees, right? And I may file a case right now and I am approved within 2 to 3 months, and somebody has been waiting for 2 years. All right. So there are really no guarantees with immigration. All right. Somebody says, what if I file I-130 by myself and then use a lawyer for the green card phase? That's fine. No work permit was scheduled for interviews 90 days past. That's fine. You're scheduled for interviews, so that's good. Go and get the green card now. All right, go and get the green card now. Somebody says, somebody says, not what? Why do you think VAR receipts are taking so long? Listen, I'm wondering the same thing, YG1 King. But you do know that earlier this year they came out to say that they've been receiving a lot of fraudulent VAWA cases, and consequently the receipts have been taking some time to be issued. All right. Get Sir Wilson on here, Jay. Okay. No work permit but interview scheduled. Why are you spamming the chat though? I had a lot to be honest, but just the pay stubs and the bank statement she focused on. Yeah. Even at my interview, my officer didn't. I had brought a lot of evidence, and my officer didn't want that. She asked me for specific stuff, but that's how we say walk with it anyway. Okay. Somebody says, what if someone came through the back door, didn't file asylum, but have court hearing coming up? What have they filed though, Shelly? What have they filed? Because you can't just come here and sit down like a yam, or yamed. You can't just come here and sit down like a yamed. What have you done? You're asking how long for work permit? I don't know how to answer that question. Because first of all, I don't know what category your work permit is under. All right? Thank you, Dwight, for sharing the live. Somebody says, how long does it take to get a decision after an interview? New York, Beth Page. It is taking anywhere. Well, it depends, right? Oftentimes people get the decisions right away in a couple of days, in a couple of weeks. In 120 days, they tell you to wait for your decision. And sometimes 120 days have elapsed and people have not gotten their decision, right? So it really depends. All right. I'm rarely seeing work permits on the marriage base being approved right now. A lot of cases that I have filed recently, they are just scheduled for interview and no work permits are approved. All right. And that is why we're telling people you possibly could save that $260 by not applying for the work permit, because a lot of people are applying and they're not being issued. They're being scheduled for green card interview. And, of course, a lot of people are successful with their green card interviews. A lot are not. All right. Is it the same for travel documents too? Been waiting for 9 months. Listen, I do not apply for travel documents for none of the people that I work with, because guess what? What's the need though? Are you really gonna use that travel document? Can you not save that $600? And if you don't want to save it, give it to me, right? But I'm really not applying for travel documents. I wouldn't tell anybody to apply for travel documents because you're wasting your money. Just wait for the green card. Because some of you have the green card and don't even want to travel. Is the travel document you're going to use? Honestly. tell me the truth. Somebody says, I have a pending asylum with USCIS. Came via back door, but my second appointment in December. Should what? Should you go? Should I be worried? I don't know what you're asking about, Forsab. Oh yeah. So VAWA, yes, with VAWA, yes, I highly recommend applying for it with VAWA, and yes, remember VAWA receipt notices are taking a long time, and the VAWA process has just gotten slower. I'll be honest, it has gotten slower. But if it's VAWA, oh yeah, go ahead and apply for it. If it's marriage based, think about it. Should you go where? Where should you go? I don't know. You're behaving as if we're texting via WhatsApp or iMessage, and I can see, the message above in the chat. No, once you send a message and I respond to it, it's gone. Gone way up in the thing. Other people's messages are coming in. You have to type in complete sentences when you're asking. If you have an appointment with immigration, you must go. Yeah, you must go to your appointment with immigration. Otherwise, you'll find yourself in problems. You must go. That's not an option, right? Do you think asylum work permits will be 6 months renewal? That's what they said they were going to do. Because guess what? They're trying to make money, from you guys to fuel the deportation. You see what I'm saying? Are you from Jamaica or Africa? Well, I don't know. Wherever you want me to be from. Where are you from, Esther? If you're from Africa and you're trying to get your services done and you only want to do it with an African, then I am an African. All right. She's asking about Court J, if she should worry or go. So if you have an appointment with immigration, you have to go, especially if you have court. If you don't go to court, you're going to be ordered removed, though. So if you have court, you have to go. Like, you have to go to court. Otherwise, you're going to get removed. But you don't need the travel document to use the green card since you can't use your original passport. No. When you have a green card, you use your country passport and the green card to travel. You don't need a travel document. The travel document is if you don't have a green card. Oh, you have both. Yeah, man. So you're good then. You're good. Come on, guys. Remember to tap the screen. We're trying to go to 25K likes, okay? Somebody says, what is the processing time for spouses living abroad, married to U.S. citizen? 1 to 2 years. Anywhere between 1 to 2 years, Mrs. Lati Edge, top tier. All right. Guys, if you have a green card, you just need your foreign country. So if you have a green card, you just need your home country passport and the green card in order to travel. All right. Now you have to make sure that the country that you're traveling to accepts either the green card or your foreign country passport. You got to make sure. Hey, Andrew, how are you? Is it okay if your child father send money to you and your husband joint account for the child? Yeah, that's fine. That's totally fine. Is C1D asylum case adjusted to marriage, or does it mean you have to exit the country and come back? So, if you enter the country on a C1D visa, which is a crewman visa, you cannot adjust your status. Okay, you can't. So, I don't care if you had applied for asylum before. It doesn't change anything if you're trying to adjust your status based on marriage. If you're adjusting your status based on asylum, that's a different story. All right. Somebody says, after paying the $675 for the I-130, what else should I pay for? So I remember you saying your spouse is outside of the country, Mrs. Lati Edge Top Tier. So once you pay the $675 for the I-130, you wait for the I-130 to be adjudicated. Now, once they've made a decision on it, which is to perhaps approve it, then they will send you an approval notice, and you'll also get an email from the NVC to say, you know what, your case is approved, and USCIS send it to us. You need to log into our portal. Once you log into the portal, you'll have 2 fees there to pay. It will come up to like $435. Once you pay that and do what is required to be done on NVC, then the other fees will come along that you need to pay. All right. Do TN visas for Canadians and Cuban adjust? No, you don't adjust status on TN visas. They're temporary visas. All right, it's temporary visas that allow Canadians and Mexicans to come in and work. Guys, if you're trying to book a one-on-one chat with me, you can text or call us at 850-920-3475. That's 850-920-3475. Or if you want to give us a call to schedule your consultation, you can call us 850-378-1014. It's $79, a discounted rate for consultation. That goes until the end of the month. Beginning November, we go back to $97. Okay? Someone says to adjust from asylum claim from CD1. Is it possible to adjust? You know, you don't listen. You don't listen. Can a Canadian stay here more than 6 months? Border entry. So typically Canadians are also given I-94s. You got to check your I-94 and you have to stay the time that your I-94 allows you to stay. All right. Yes, Canadians too can overstay, and you don't want to do that. May your afternoon be filled with peace and happiness. Thank you, Mimi Apparel. Inbox me your info. All right, send me an inbox, Mrs. Lati, and then we'll talk. All right, but my number again is 850-920-3475. That's 850-920-3475. Somebody says, I'm a Canadian born to Cuban parents. Can I file for a green card after a year if I enter on TN? So Cubans typically can. Do you also have Cuban citizenship? And that's a very good and complicated question. Jay, add the numbers back to the screen like you always do. It was there and I was adjusting it up the top and then it disappeared from the screen. And I don't know if I can add it while I'm on here talking. Oh yeah, I can. I had no idea. I didn't know how to do that all along. I don't want it to. I want you guys to be able to see the number. Okay, whatever. Yeah, it's right up there on the screen. 850-920-3475. That's 850-920-34. Thank you so much, Kiki. Thank you. All right. Somebody says, can a green card holder file for a child who's already in the US? Yes, they can file the I-130 for the child. Again, my number is above my head. It's 850-920-3475. Someone says, I plan to get Cuban citizenship only if I'm eligible for Cuban adjustment. So I would not be able to tell you that. I have to do some research on that, especially because you have dual citizenship right there. But typically Cubans, if they enter the US legally, after a year, they can adjust through the Cuban adjustment. Jay, invite Mr. Wilson so people can get health insurance policy information. Hey, listen, me understand, Candy, but me need clients too. I need to be able to pay my light bill. Please do we still Please, do we still have the asylees and refugee green card application? For as far as I'm concerned, yes. Mrs. Lassie says, which is right. I got mine, but would want others. I got mine too. And I got mine, and I made sure I came here and I told you guys about it. So what you need to do now, Candy, is that you need to start a TikTok live and bring Mr. Wilson over upon your TikTok live so that other people can find out about Mr. Wilson and get them insurance. Okay? Are approvals happening during the government shutdown? Yes. Last week we got an approved I-130. No interview was scheduled. Somebody says, can I get added to my boyfriend's approved asylum if we get married? No. Too late for that. File I-130 in March 2024 for U.S. citizen stepchild 17. He has a work permit. How long for his approval? Normal processing time. It takes anywhere between, like right now, it takes anywhere between 6 to 18 months. Okay. Love said, I know your light bill got to pay. Yeah, man, my light bill got to pay too. Can the I-45 get approved before the I-130? Some cases, yes. Some cases we see they do that, but more than likely they would have already make a determination that they're approving the I-130 before they do that. So Candy, so me know that every time me come live, me carry Mr. Wilson up here. What wrong with you? Jesus. Someone says, if I take Jamaicans where? If I take what? Take Jamaican dollars? Is it safe to go on a cruise if your green card was just renewal? Do you have the card? And which cruise you're trying to go on? AJ, how are you doing? If I take Jamaicans on my yard, what am I come on my yard can do? Wash, cook, and clean? I call Mr. Wilson because apparently if Mr. Wilson don't come upon my life, Candy I go in him there. Alright. That's good. I'm happy that you guys are doing okay. Alright, somebody says here, so is there a way to pay NVC? 1 minute. I'm on TikTok live and the people are adamant that I need to bring Mr. Wilson on the live. So yeah, you can come over. No, you're fine. Cool. Good afternoon, this is Jannard. I'm doing very well, how are you? I have a green card. Um, yeah, you can travel then, Dems. You have a green card. Oh, you'd like to file for your son? Okay, go ahead and reach out to us. The number is above 850-920-3475. All right. Somebody says if you came through the border and have a work permit, can you get married to adjust your status? It depends. Were you, Stacey, when you came through the border, were you paroled? Or if you were paroled, then perhaps you could adjust status because they're gonna ask about your entry. Yes, I do assist people in all states. Somebody says when applying for your green card, can you put all your forms in one filing, X the I-130 and the rest? It's called concurrent filing when you file all the forms together, the I-130 and everything. All right, it's called concurrent filing. Guys, I've been talking for 51 minutes. Typically, I give you guys like an hour. Again, for those persons who are trying to do one-on-one consultation, my number is up top. It's 850-920-3475. All right.
Hey Jay, what's up?
Hey, what's going on?
Here.
So yes, guys, we do assist you in every state. Somebody says when applying, yes, you can do the concurrent filing. Can you pay the NVC fee and the I-130 fee? You don't pay the NVC fee until the I-130 is approved. Right? So you don't pay it until it's approved, then you get access to NVC. All right, so guys, this is Mr. Wilson that everybody has been asking me to bring on. And apparently, Mr. Wilson assists immigrants to get insurance policies in the US even without having a social security or an ITIN. All right, so Wilson's going to introduce himself and tell you more about that.
All right. Hey, good afternoon, everyone. My name is Mr. Wilson, Dwight Wilson to be exact. I'm a licensed health insurance agent. So if anyone is on this live and you're looking for affordable health coverage, including medical, dental, and vision, you can reach out to me and I'll be able to help you. If you're undocumented, I can get you private insurance. And if you are documented, being that if you have a valid work permit or a green card, or you are a US citizen, I can get you on a government insurance plan. So yeah, man, definitely you guys can reach out. So if you have no health insurance at all and you want to get some coverage, you want to get like you want to go to be able to go to the doctor and not pay a lot of money. You want to be able to see a specialist or your OBGYN and not pay a lot of money. You can get coverage. It's something that you pay for monthly, so you're adding on additional bill. So you have to make sure that you have an income and you're working. That way you can consistently pay your premium and get coverage. My mother visits sometimes. Can I get coverage for her? Yes, you can, but even when she's not here, you'll still have to pay for the coverage monthly. It says she visits sometime. So yes, but yes, you can though. Not change nothing. Not change nothing.
Who did you call and not get any answer? Notice that said you can text or call, and if you're calling expecting to talk to me, remember you don't talk to me for free. You have to book a consultation. How do they reach you, Dwight?
My phone number 786. I'll type it in the chat 8302718. So I just typed it a while ago 786 8302718. You can call me on WhatsApp, message me on WhatsApp. I like to have all my Jamaican clientele in one place. So WhatsApp is best. 786 8302718. I have a daughter in Jamaica. She's an adult with two underage grandchildren. How long? Okay, that's for Jay.
So keep calling the number until you get somebody, or you can call 850-378-1014. That's 850-378-1014.
So again, the number is 786-830-2718 if you're looking for medical coverage.
And it works, guys. You literally can. It's through United Health, and if you know anything, United Health is one of the top insurance companies here, and you can use it
anywhere in the U.S.
Exactly. Not any state. There are only certain states that Mr. Wilson is licensed in, and so he can tell you that, and you won't know how much monthly until you have had a conversation with you, because it's based on your age and some other personal stuff before he can quote you a monthly cost. Okay? But I'll tell you, it's affordable. Again, if you're trying to call me, 850-378-1014, or if you're trying to reach Mr. Wilson, it's gonna be, what is it, Mr. Wilson?
786-830-2718. 786-830-2718.
No, he's not licensed in New York. I'm sorry. Guys, if you want to reach me urgently, 850-378-1014. That's 850-378-1014. Somebody says, can I apply for a motion to move my affirmative asylum case from EOIR to the asylum office? If your case is at the EOIR, it means that it's defensive. It's not asylum. It's not affirmative. The number is 850-378-1014. That's 850-378-1014. Or you want the health number? The health number is
860-830-2718. There you go.
Guys, again, to contact Mr. Wilson is 786-830-2718. That's 786-830-2718. Somebody says, can my spouse sponsor me if he has one Goodyear tax and need two Goodyear tax? So then at least the most recent needs to be the Goodyear taxes, if that makes sense. 12 first is on here. I can't pin my number, but my number is above my head. 850-920-3475.
Candy, big up yourself, Candy. Candy is the one that
I know.
Yeah. You just messaged me. Yeah. Somebody said they approved them. They approved me, Jay. Not you, one of your clients?
Oh, they approve you. Well, that's good. Congratulations. That good enough when I get approved, you know the weight what I take off for you? I wasn't interviewed by asylum officer. USCIS just moved my affirmative case. Yes, they can. Because they have reviewed your case and they think that you do not have a strong or a legitimate case, and so they're placing you in removal proceedings. They can do that. They have dismissed your case and have forwarded to the EOIR. The military spouse will get abandoned by him. Okay. Didn't get an answer from my adult daughter. What can I do? If you're a US citizen and you have an adult daughter, you can petition for your adult daughter. Asking for a friend, what's the cost for an asylum? The cost that you pay to the government, $100. The cost that you pay to me, text us 850-378-1014. That's 850-378-1014. I have my interview next Tuesday, I need to find an attorney to go with me urgently. All right, so reach out and let's see what we can do for you. I don't know, maybe we could help you to locate somebody.
How do I?
So yes, guys, again, if you want to reach out to us, 850-920-3475. And then Mr. Wilson, it's 786-830-2718. Did I get that correct?
Yep, there you go.
I did get that correct. And guys, Mr. Wilson will help you to get your private health insurance, health, dental, vision. Because I know someone who can't see. Because if someone who could have seen one of the left man, they want to have and go find one good man. I'm married and get the good paperwork or something. Guys, 35K likes. Help me to tap the screen and share the live, okay? Someone did not see that tall.
Yeah, guys, tap the screen so other persons can join. Bossman, what state are you in, Bossman?
Me?
No, man. One of the
Oh.
person in the comment section.
Health insurance for all states? No, not all states. It depends on where you're at, boss man. Oh, he's in Georgia, then yes.
Yes, Bossman. You can reach out. My number is 786-830-2718. I'll type it in the chat again. Yes, Daisy, good afternoon. I'm available. Bossman's in Georgia.
Somebody says this says I'm available all the time. I work the man, I work, and I check my jerk. Okay. But guys, I did one of the insurance plans with Mr. Wilson, so I know that is something that works. So I'm not recommending you to anything that's not working. Somebody says, my asylum lawyer is already, but me need you help to practice my case. All right, Bobby, you gotta pay me though. Can I join and ask a question? You can type your questions, Kayla, and see candy cases. She also did her insurance with Mr. Wilson too, and I've referred a lot of people, so it's something that's legit. Your health matters. They're asking you to repeat the number. His number is 786-830-2718. Mr. Wilson, say again?
It's a big deal. KFC, man.
Alright, if it reaches 120 days after my interview and yet no response, should I be worried? Um, I, I don't want to say not to be worried because in a situation like that, I cannot tell you not to be worried. But what I'd say is it's time for you to perhaps do an inquiry or something, to kind of follow up on what's going on. I was saying to somebody the other day that when you go to the interview, you could typically, get the name of your officer and stuff, and the name could typically tell you what their email address is, and you could perhaps write them. And they were saying to me that, oh, they're not doing that anymore. And they're not telling the people their name, they start giving them fictitious names or something of the sort. I don't know. I really don't know, but yeah, that's what they said. Is it a must that, no, it's not a must that you'll do another interview. The worst case scenario, they'll send you a notice of intent to deny. All right? Worst case scenario, that's what they'll do. They'll send you a notice of intent to deny. Somebody says, how long after approval you get the card? Typically between 1 to 2 weeks, the card will come in your mail. Any update on immigration court hearing? They're still having court hearings every day. And this part of the government is not closed. They're still trying to deport. Okay? So they're still having court hearings every day. Guys, again, if you want to reach out to us to do a one-on-one consult, you could text or call us at 850-920-3475. That's 850-920-3475. Again, Mr. Wilson's on the screen. Your health matters. And so if you think that your health matters and you want to get insurance for health, dental, or vision, then you could reach out to Mr. Wilson there, and he'll be happy to help you to write an insurance plan. The number to call is 786-830-2718. All right. Hey, Barbara. Barbara, I may be coming your way in December. Somebody says, is it easy to win a case? Move to UIR. Again, you have to have evidence to show proof that you qualify for your asylum, right? whether it's with USS or with the EOIR. Somebody says soon want the health cause military insurance soon done with. J lot need the eye and ear health insurance for real based on these questions they're asking. Listen, J, where are you coming in Jamaica? Where or when? I said, Miriam, we live in Jamaica. All right, guys, but thank you so much again for coming on today. It's always a pleasure connecting with you again. If you want to do that one-on-one chat, it's 850-920-3475. That's 850-920-3475. And then again, if you want to reach out to Mr. Wilson, it's going to be 786-830-2718. All right, go ahead and call him for all your insurance needs. And again, you can always reach out to us for all your immigration needs. Thank you so much again, guys, for coming on today. It's a pleasure connecting with you, and I look forward to talking to you guys again soon. All right, Mr. Wilson, take care. Everybody, take care, all right?